Now, a homelessness charity that supports young people in Hertfordshire has launched its annual Christmas appeal. Hert's Young Homeless aims to raise £10,000 so it can continue to help 16 to 24-year-olds. Now, figures from the charity Centrepoint show over 29,000 young people face being homeless this year. Izzy ran away from home when she was just 14. Now aged 16, she lives independently and works full-time. She told our reporter, Toby Frieda, what life was like at home.
Very stressful indeed. My dad wasn't around in the family home since as long as I could remember. My mum, bless her, was a single parent of 3 kids, so very manic, loud all the time, just completely chaotic all of the time, and I just couldn't deal with it. My mental health started to dip in secondary school, and it just became unbearable.
And so what did you do?
I fought really hard. I pulled every excuse I could not to be at home. I ran away several times. I had the police involved, social services. No one else seemed to listen. I was 14 and no one wanted to listen to a 14-year-old that had a perfectly good home to go to. So I fought like no one had my back. I fought for me, and it took a lot of effort, and it was very hard and still is. But I refused to give up. I wouldn't give up.
And so where did you actually go? You know, those times that you ran away, aged just 14, where did you go?
I had a girlfriend at the time. I ran to her a lot. My aunt. There was one night where I was out on the streets at 3 a.m. in the morning because I waited for my mum to go to sleep, and I got the next bus and I was trying to find my girlfriend's house and it was dark. I couldn't find it, so I wandered around for hours.
And so effectively you were on the streets?
I was, yeah.
That must have been terrifying.
At that time, it was more scary for me to be at home. I think the thought of watching people I loved and was meant to idolise switch on me the way they did, it was more scary not knowing who to trust.
What are your circumstances now? Where are you living?
At the moment, I'm staying in temporary accommodation provided by Hert's Young Homeless. They've been amazing. It's a 6-week placement before they put me in a more permanent hostel. So I believe I have 1, possibly 2 weeks left there, and then I'm moved again.
That was Izzy speaking to our reporter, Toby Frieda. Now, Izzy, who has been supported there by the Hert's Young Homeless. Hannah O'Shaughnessy is from the charity. Good morning to you, Hannah.
Good morning.
It's hard to believe that kids as young as 14 are at risk of homelessness. What sort of circumstances can lead to that?
So every case is different and everyone has their own individual set of circumstances. But really the main reason we see for young people and family accessing our service is predominantly family breakdown. So in the last year, 82% of our referrals into HYH were actually due to family conflict and breakdown at home, which can obviously lead to young people being at risk of homelessness, like Izzy was saying. And obviously with the pandemic, that's increased the pressure that vulnerable families are already facing, with financial and wellbeing pressures being greater than ever, really.
Sure. Describe the support then that you provide for kids and young people then.
So my role at HYH is in the Homeless Hub, so I'm an advice and information worker. So I work with 16 and 17-year-olds who face homelessness in Hertfordshire. So our team works intensely with young people and families to resolve their homelessness, offering practical advice and information about their options. We'll obviously always look for a young person to be in the family home with support of our mediation service, and we've got a targeted outreach worker. But if this isn't a possibility, we support young people into emergency accommodation. So this is through support from like local housing authorities, children's services and other external agencies that we work with. We put together a plan for them that will ultimately resolve their homelessness. So this could be looking at them returning home or looking at independent living within hostels. And obviously we then refer on to external agencies that could support any other difficulties that they could be experiencing, like other than housing.
So how do they find you then? How do the young people find you and get your help?
So the young people and families that we work with access our services through different paths, really. A lot of our referrals are received for education provisions, such as schools and colleges. We receive self-referrals from people and parents, and often from external agencies. And this can be done, obviously, through email and phone. We're also working on launching a live chat function so that young people who could feel anxious about speaking to us over the phone can message us through their phone on like an app or online to get information and support they need, which is hopefully going to launch in the spring.
That's amazing, the work that you and your charity are doing. How does it make you feel knowing that you're helping people in this way?
So all of our staff at HYH feel very passionately about the work that we do and the impact that we have on young people and families. And I think through the advice and information that we support and we offer, we can just ensure that all young people have access to support to improve their situation in a positive way.
And talking to us this morning, which is brilliant, by the way, really gets the message out there that, you know, help is at hand. There are always people that can help you out in a situation. Is there one success story that sticks out in your mind?
In the 5 years I've been with HYH, I've learned that obviously every case I've worked with, that actually no young person's situation is the same. But I think for young people, they face so many difficulties. So any work we do together, no matter how big or small of it, is a success story. But I suppose recently I worked with a young person who left the family home due to increasing family conflict, due to mum's ill health and the stress that obviously then was put on the family. We were able to place her in our emergency accommodation, and we then worked with her and mum to find out where the conflict was arising. And then unpicking that then meant we could identify other difficulties within the family home and the relationship. We were able to put support in for her and the family for referrals to mediation, targeted outreach, and our partner agencies. And we created a support plan for the family and young person. So working with them while she was out of the family home and emergency accommodation, and made sure the support continued when she returned home. The relationship's massively improved with her and mum, and she's actually getting on really well at home. So that's kind of a positive story.
That's a brilliant story. That's amazing. If people want to find out more information, or if they would like to donate, because at the end of the day you are a charity, where do they need to go? How can they find out more information?
So all of our information's on our website. So if you just pop into Google HYH, it's one of the first things that comes up. And yeah, all of our stuff's on there in terms of being able to support in different ways, whether that's through fundraising, donating money, or supporting in other ways. All the information's on there.
Is there a time of year when you're particularly busy? Is it around about the Christmas time when families are probably the most stressed?
I think generally the run up to Christmas can be quite a busy time. Often we see, from the hub perspective, so the work that I do, we generally see that we get a lot more referrals through in the lead up to young people going back to school or college, or just after exam results. So if young people haven't got the results that they need to then go on to further education, then that obviously causes conflict at home. So we do see kind of referrals then, but generally it's quite a busy service.
Hannah, it's lovely to talk to you. Once again, thanks for joining us on the show this morning, and amazing work from you and the team at the charity.
Thank you very much.
Cheers, Hannah. Thank you very much indeed. That was Hannah O'Shaughnessy, who's from the Hearts Young Homeless charity. Now, if you want more information, or if you'd like to donate, like Hannah said, go to the website, which is www.hyh.org.uk, or give them a call on 0300 323 0130. That's 0300 323 0130.